Leverkusen supporters definitely trying to
Beautiful, we're back.
definitely give the team a little bit more energy to fight back. But hey, this team goes all the way to the final minutes here. So don't count them out.
We are back. Sorry, I've been out this whole time, gentlemen. This YouTube stuff's a little hard to figure out.
We've been out this whole time?
This whole time. But you've been doing a great job with this commentary, and I'm very much appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that, brother. I've been really impressed. I've been over here trying to keep it together. Oh, man, yeah, all right. We missed a goal, unfortunately, but we are back.
That is funny.
That is hilarious.
So we are good to go now, though, right?
We are good to go.
All right.
I am changing the name. And we're in here. All right.
Are we going to see the first card?
Ooh, got a card. All right. 21st minute.
Now, one thing that we were talking about at the beginning, before even the goal came out, is Atalanta's defensive nature of how physical they play, and finally they got their first booking. Oh yeah, studs.
Ooh, a little late there with the studs. Yeah.
Yeah, Javi's saying it's over and over again, and that's one thing. Honestly, I think Atalanta has to keep doing is you gotta push the line when it comes to the physical defense, because that's the only way they can disrupt Leverkusen's, I would say, wave of attacks they have. They have several direct passing strategies that they've shown in the replay before the kickoff here, but Atalanta has to be physical here. If they have to have a six yellow cards in this game,
Ooh,
I think so be it, honestly.
Interesting bold of words there. I think we really haven't seen a whole lot out of words, at least from what I've seen so far. Ooh, man. That goal was just not doing your scans and not being knowing where your offensive player is behind you.
Yeah, and
in a corner.
And to know in that attacking play was 4v4 in the box, and the fifth man, Lookman at number 11, came in. Now 5 men in the box, an attacking situation that should.
You can't forget where one of their leading goal scorers is in the box. That's insane. I mean, that's just poor mental mistake there. Ooh, easy.
One thing that we're continuing to see is the overloading on for both teams when they come to attack on
their midfield is congested.
Absolutely. You see these 4v4, 4v3s, or vice versa.
But I think it goes back into like how both teams line up. They both line up basically in the same kind of positions, the three back, positions with the four midfielders.
2 and 1.
Yeah, the triangle up top.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense that their midfield is just
look
full
at this.
of players.
We have 4 people right besides the coach's line almost.
Leverkusen does do a good job of rotating quickly, though, and trying to create those triangles in between.
Now, Atalanta is going to definitely be the team that's going into this match that's going to have a little bit more tired legs. They are coming off a bitter loss to Juventus in the Italian Super Cup, so they are definitely a bitter taste in their mouths, but we'll see as this game pans out to the full 90 minutes if we're going to see tired legs and possibly earlier substitutions than normal. Now there's going to be a test of Leverkusen's mental resiliency, definitely going into this. Just like all the other games, I think they have had about 8 to 10 games that were comeback wins under 5 minutes of the game. So we cannot count out this Leverkusen side out.
Yeah, if there's one thing that Xavi has brought to Leverkusen, it's that Real Madrid mentality of we're always going to win this game. It's not over until the referee blows that whistle.
Here we go. Let's see if we can.
Dude, Lookman has been. Oh my god.
Wow!
Wow!
Wow! My.
I mean,
goodness.
what are you gonna do? That guy has been there on point all game so far, in the right place at the right time.
that came from a loss of possession from the keeper. Wow.
It's going to be interesting to see what Choppy's going to do at halftime. I think he's going to probably rotate some people
Wow.
on because look at he's all alone. Look at Lookman. Nobody is marking
Oh
him at all.
man. I mean, that's trying to play too beautifully from the offensive side of Leverkusen.
And you got to close out on him. You can't let him have a yard of space. Look at him. He gets on his right. There's nobody there to fill in for him.
I mean, also just an incredible strike. Let's see this angle here.
There's no way he's getting to that.
Incredible.
Not a chance.
Incredible.
In hell he's getting
wow,
to that.
Leverkusen with another shot in the face. Wow.
Jesus.
I mean, the football world has to be stunned right now. 2 goals under 30 minutes.
Yeah. Are we going to see Chabi start sweating a little bit for the first time this season? Because that's kind of what it seems like.
My goodness. My goodness. I mean, the Leverkusen sides are absolutely shocked. I mean, frankly, so am I, but
I'm absolutely shocked. I mean,
wow.
I mean, I don't know. Did Chavi set this team up wrong today? Who knows? Was it a bad idea to move Grimaldo that far up in the formation? Because he was expecting to bring Boniface on in the second half, but at this point you're gonna have to bring him on earlier or definitely at halftime because he's gonna add a better offensive presence in there. I mean, question is who do you take off? Do you take one of your center backs off?
And I mean, we got to give criticism when it's due as well. Leverkusen's both goals that were conceded came off of a mistake from their own attack originally. Now, Atlanta's side, I feel like they're going to continue doing what they have been this whole time, continuing the physical nature of their game, being okay with Leverkusen having possession, but in their own half. But when it comes to their side, they're definitely overloading and pressing and really suffocating what each side of the defensive side of the field. Now, one thing that I think that we're going to see is Leverkusen is going to start taking a little bit more chances.
They're going to have to. They're going to have to take more chances.
I would like to see probably in the last 7 minutes of the first half, last 7-10 minutes of the first half.
But I think as good as Frimpong is, he is a wing-back position.
What kind of decision-making is that? We're really going to see the mental resiliency. And it's been tested for Leverkusen, given that they've been unbeaten, right? So, I mean, that's, again, most teams you would say this is pretty much over. But, again, this Leverkusen side, this spectacular campaign year, that is the one thing that's really keeping everyone's hope, I would imagine, in the football world, let alone Leverkusen fan base. They're not out. I would say if you do one more goal, what do you think? One more goal, this would be to bed?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Atalanta comes out, if they're going to come out defensively more and kind of hold back and let Leverkusen attack, or if they're going to continue that physical play in the midfield, getting the ball and trying to hit out on a counter or make capitalize on a mistake that Atalanta had.
I hope it's the latter.
I think what we're going to see here, if you look at the formation, I think we're going to see Grimaldo drop back more. And I think we're going to see some of these positions here probably change out. I think they're going to probably have Frimpong still be a little more offensive. Grimaldo doesn't seem like he wants to move up. So I think we'll probably see something more like...
Frimpong is going to probably have to take more.
Yeah, and then they'll have to... Yeah, I mean, I think... I think it's going to have to be a four-back situation at this point because Atalanta is, absolutely scorching them. Because this Lookman guy is essentially taking the position that, Frimpong and Chaka's leaving. Because Chaka's getting sucked into the middle here.
Mm-hmm.
And Frimpong's already so far up here. It's allowing Lookman to get into this position here, and then he can get on his right foot, score a goal. He got behind, I think it was Stanisic that was back here.
Right, well, the goal.
Yeah, on that last goal here, so... Interesting test here. Interesting test for Leverkusen, and it's also a very creative.
Wow,
it's
great creative. Wow, I mean,
very creative Atalanta side so far.
I think Leverkusen underestimated this Atlanta side. I don't think they expected them to play with such great class. Maybe they just thought their offensive power is going to be so great that they're not going to witness. He's probably didn't just get his foot on it. Yeah, he's apologizing to his teammates here. Yeah, he just didn't get his foot nice on it.
I think, unfortunately, because obviously their season's already done. You know what I mean? Like they had it sealed up, and whatnot. But it's been. I think German league is the first one done out of all the leagues, if I recall, the major leagues in Europe. Their
for when they secured everything.
Their schedule is done.
I would say it was the Bundesliga, La Liga, and then just this past week with the Premier League.
Yeah, so I mean they've had the most time off. They've already had it sealed up for a month or two ahead of time. You know what I mean? Obviously, they still had Europa to play for, but you know.
Are you saying like the being tested factor?
Yeah, it's easy to get into the mentality of like, oh, you know, we've already accomplished so much, and now, you know, we have to keep the mentality of
gotcha. Whereas
keeping your foot on the gas.
Like Atalanta was still fighting for a Champions League spot for next year.
Right.
They were in the Italian Cup as well, where they just this past week. Now, Atlanta's I said it earlier when we started this was. They have a chip on their shoulder. They just came off a bitter loss against Juventus, awarding them their 15th Italian Supercoppa trophy. So they are not happy campers, and they definitely want to end the season with at least one trophy out of the two that they had the opportunity of winning here in this past, say, 2 weeks, a week and a half or so. So Leverkusen side already lifted the trophy. It was probably fantastic celebrations that we've seen all over social media, but getting again back in that mental mindset. We'll see how it plays out.
Into the job's not done mindset, right? Kobe Bryant said it best in that press conference. Job's not done.
This is going to be very interesting. And I think right now they're tied for the
highest amount of points.
Yeah, and the what was it? The unbeaten streak. Are they tied for it, or did they already break it?
Which one?
The unbeaten.
Oh, look
streak.
at this. This is a weird foul right here.
Just getting a little warning.
That I'm not too sure of on that. I'll be honest with you.
Okay. I like the physical nature on Frimpong. That was accidental and unintentional for sure. That was intentional. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is.
And he's a little guy.
They are not used to this.
Frimpong is a little guy.
I mean, you could say it's a punch in the mouth from, I guess, their experiences with Italian clubs. You know, during their on their way to the Europa final, they played a Premier League team and I believe a Turkish team, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
But this, I mean, one thing all Italian squads are known for. Oh wow, had an attempt there, almost like a chipping opportunity. What I was gonna say is that the Italians clubs are known for their physical defense. And wow, again, that is definitely in a booking. See, now that's a striker getting a yellow card for defense. Personally, I like it. You're getting the Leverkusen squad frustrated overall. I mean, you see Alonso on the sidelines kind of venting his frustrations to the fourth referee as well. Oh, Vert's got a yellow card for dissent.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was a foul, but nothing that egregious for him to be that upset about. Studs were sideways. Wow. Yeah, see, it's showing the mental battle, let alone what the scoreline is showing. The mental battle so far is at Atlanta's favor.
I mean, let's remember, this also is like a young team. Leverkusen, this is kind of a young Leverkusen team. The only ones that aren't are.
Oh, wow. Poor touch on. Oh, got lucky there. We got a potential attacking on a 4v4.
I mean, Atalanta is just wanting it more.
Yeah, you can definitely say, yeah, that's a good way to put it. Which team wants it more? And If you didn't know about the unbeaten streak of Leverkusen, you would definitely think the Leverkusen is definitely the inferior side, and they deserve to be down 2-0. I mean, this is
Again, you got Frimpong as your forward
Frimpong's
player.
getting beat
I
up.
just don't understand that, honestly, at this point. I mean, I think you do have to you got to make a change. Oof, good ball, good ball.
Great ball.
You gotta touch that. You gotta take one touch on that.
Leverkusen had a great
just to bring it down closer to you so that you can strike it better.
Very beautiful play.
The for sure. But again, put your foot up.
Yeah, he
take
should have
that
touched there.
You know the goalie's going to be coming out.
Mm-hmm. The front three of Atlanta's side, I would say, have spent more of their energy by pressing.
And that's
the back line.
I think that's what's kept them on Bayern on their heels.
Absolutely. I mean, if you start with a poor foundation, that's fine. Another physical foul. Because he's not going to book those with any sorts of yellows. Or even more. I mean, this is the final. The ref definitely knows he doesn't want to determine the game.
Position.
Frimpong got the ball. No.
Again,
physical
he can't
nature.
hold him off.
He's showing very Sterling signs.
Yeah, he's
you know what I mean?
Small. He is a wing back. Let him be a wing back. Do not try to play him up top like this.
He is. I mean, he's getting beat up, dude.
I think Xavi has almost gotten too brazen. I think with this.
This is very finesse play, dude. This is very quick. Like they're trying to do the juego bonito style, which can't play out when you're getting, punched in the face. Is that I would say about 2 minutes of extra time, so about 10 minutes left in the first half here, and to everyone's surprise besides the Atlanta supporters, Atalanta is up 2-0. An unbelievable result so far. You think Xabi's going to start the second half with substitutions or let it play out?
He's got to start with substitution. I think it would be a mistake not to. I think he's going to have to change how Frimpong and Grimaldo are being used because I think they're being used as too attacking.
Yeah, we go back to their traditional format with having Frimpong in the right wing back, you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen much out of Grimaldo this entire time. I mean, obviously, I've seen more out of Frimpong than anybody. So maybe you take off Frimpong and have somebody go down the left side better. Because they're allowing Frimpong to get the ball. Because they know, I mean, it seems like Atalanta knows that they can push him off and not really worry about it too much.
Right, the physical.
Haven't seen much out of that guy right there on the screen.
With the replay of the earlier attempt when he tried to, I guess, chip the keeper in a way. From the players to the coaching staff to the fans of Leverkusen, it is absolute state of shock. But the players have to definitely be the resilient ones out of those three and pull this out. Now, if they can get a goal before half, this will completely change the complexion of the game.
I agree with you. A goal before half will absolutely change this game. And maybe you don't make as big of a change as you thought you needed to make at halftime. I mean, from Atalanta's standpoint, you're doing everything right. The only thing I would be a little worried about from their point of view would be how much stamina their forward players are going to have left in the tank because they've been pressuring so much this entire half.
Sure. Sure. But one thing I would say in devil's advocate against Atalanta is that if they come out in the second half with just the mindset of, just taking the 2 points and
dropping back, letting them attack.
That is the recipe for disaster because we've seen oppositions against Leverkusen doing it. Oh, the pressing?
You can see the pressing. You can see some of these forward players are getting tired while it's going into half. I mean, guys like Frimpong, the guy's got a freaking motor like a bunny rabbit, like the Energizer Bunny, man. It's insane.
Frimpong.
And I will say, Xavi is allowing him, and that's the wrong offensive decision.
Atlanta. I mean, if they settle down and they slow the game down, it's going to go in the favor of the Italian side every single time. They have to play fast in this current layout. They can't slow the game down and try to go side by side, shoulder to shoulder. They're going to lose those battles.
Yeah.
Poor touches will happen against this Italian squad. A refreshing attack. Again, they cannot string 2 passes in the attacking third. Whereas Atalanta are doing it at free will.
I mean, look at the find on that. Look at the find.
They're just playing much more relaxed, and it could be, of course, with the scoreline. But
wow!
You could argue this has been from the jump how they've been playing. They've been playing their game plan. That was questionable.
That was very questionable. I didn't like that foul. Or offsides? Is that what they were called?
No, I think it was just a foul. They said. If it had more pace, it could have been challenging.
Leverkusen is reacting. They're not anticipating. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Got a good run. Frimpong on the running down the middle. He's again losing the physical battle.
He cannot get the position.
He's getting beat up. Absolutely outpowered.
And he's getting frustrated. You can see the frustration growing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you take out Adley. I haven't seen much out of that guy.
I mean,
maybe you put Boniface in for Adley.
Alonso got his work cut out for him in this second half.
Keep the same weight thing it is. Oh, that's a hard fall from.
Yeah, I think he was anticipating him jumping up with him. Yeah, it looks like
honestly,
a back injury.
The slowing up of this game would not be the worst thing for Leverkusen right now. Holy crap.
The Atlanta supporters are just having an absolute blast. Is that a potential nutmeg on Xhaka?
Best day for them in a long time, man.
It really does feel like, just from how the beginning of the game started, that Leverkusen kind of underestimated their opponents. It definitely gave that feeling of the lack of respect.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say so much for them being great in their undefeated streak, but more so just, again, not being used to that competition as of late. Bundesliga was a wrap. They had played a Premier League team in the semifinals. No Premier League team even made it in the Champions League semis. So you can argue that this past month, there has been really no competition for them. Of course, they've had their recent close up of Bundesliga. They had a come from behind victory, of course, but the stakes are a little bit higher now. This is do or die game. 2 minutes of extra time given, like predicted there. If I was the Italian or Atlanta's manager, I'd be pleased going into halftime. And honestly, I would keep the same type of strategy. Your defense isn't tired from what you've been doing. Your midfield and attacking players are putting in defensive work from the beginning to disrupt the foundation. Good attempt there. Just wide from Xhaka. But like you did say, I would expect that the attacking front of Atlanta, we might see a sub there as well. Maybe throw a more defensive-minded midfielder. But again, they cannot go into the second half thinking they're going to drop back and survive 45 minutes against this
Definitely not.
heavy arsenal of Leverkusen. Leverkusen fans doing their best to give them some encouragement before they go into the locker room. There just hasn't been that many mistakes from Atlanta's side where they put themselves in trouble. You see great touches of play getting into Atlanta's defensive half, but it is not from their own demise, which has been two of the reasons, the same reasons, of the goals that is conceded on Leverkusen. Both been mistakes from their own doing. And I believe we're going to have a whistle blown after the resume from this foul here. Nope. Didn't even let it happen. Going halftime.
Going to halftime, gentlemen and ladies. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to get a picture here for our thumbnail. We're all learning here, folks. You know what I mean?
I like it.
We're all learning how
2-0 going into half.
Make these streams better.
Leverkusen stunned. Xabi Alonso going to in the locker room with probably a head full of ideas.
I would hope so. Holy crap.
If he can work his magic again.
This man's going to need every idea in the freaking book.
I mean, don't count him out, I'm telling you. But it would be nice to see the underdog stories. And it's kind of a taste of their own medicine. Usually Leverkusen was the underdog in these scenarios of keeping their undefeated streaks or winning the Bundesliga. I think Bayern had it over for almost nearly a decade of winning it. And now
it takes a special club to win Europa. You know, it takes Sevilla has done it multiple times over the last decade, but I feel like the main reason why they've been able to do it is just because they've almost kind of put the league on the back burner a little bit. Maybe some of the domestic cups and stuff like that they'll go for, but Europa is just their game. Oh my goodness, can a man not get a good picture of the Euro final?
King Xabi's got a lot of work to do in 15 minutes. Wow, I am shocked.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting half of football.
Wow,
To be frank, I did not think that we would be finding ourselves without words as we are, but not much to say. I mean, Xavi's side is just getting outplayed,
Stunned.
out physicaled on 50-50 balls. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's almost like we're watching a whole other team, because I mean we've watched them.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's very interesting to see them in this position. It's going to be interesting to see how they respond in that second half.
And look, man, with both those goals. I mean, to be frank with you, I haven't seen that many Leverkusen attacks, like worthy attacks. You know, like we saw like the poor touches with Wirtz. We had wished that he had taken it, or like the poor chip shot.
Yeah.
But I mean, it has been nothing like the Leverkusen we have seen this year, man.
I think again, it goes back to he's obviously been playing Frimpong and Grimaldo in those forward positions this whole year, but I think he got a little too brazen and he wants to play him in a little too forward of a position.
Yeah, you had mentioned that before even kickoff too. Wow, just second goal of his was just beautiful.
I think if they came out and got a quick goal or something like that, then that would be a good idea that Xavi had to be as defensive as he could be if they were to go up 1-0 straight off the bat. But
and Lookman's review of his first half was .44 expected on his 2 goals, 2 chances created.
Yeah, I mean the guy made something out of nothing in those two.
Well
in
deserved.
those 2 chances.
And Leverkusen, they deserved it, honestly, especially the second goal.
They absolutely deserve that second goal. The first goal was just, I think, a bad mistake by the player by not scanning. I mean, you got to look around whenever you're the last man on a corner. You can't have a guy come up off your shoulder and score a goal like that. I mean, that's
again,
it.
5 men in the box, so many bodies. I mean, by the end of it, right when the contact came to be when he scored that goal, there was 10 men in the box. I mean, it was insane. So much traffic. Someone's going to go unaccounted for. And see, this is the, I guess you would say the one of 2 attempts that Leverkusen had with the attempted chip. But
yeah. And, I mean, I will say, goalie has been doing great for Atalanta as far as coming out early.
Right, putting his body on the line, sure. Sweeper keeper on the crosses that we saw early in the first half, too.
There's no crosses coming into the box from Leverkusen. It's like I don't even know how they're trying to attack. That's how little of an attack we've seen out of them.
Right, you can't see their game plan on the field, like, develop.
It almost seems like they're just trying to fill in any position that they can fill in on the field. If they can find space, they're just trying to fill it in without actually having a plan afterwards.
Wow, what a scene.
I'll tell you what, when we go to Italy in September, we're gonna have to make a little detour to Atalanta if they win this if they win this final right here. Holy crap. The place is gonna be wild.
Yeah, speaking of, because remember how we were talking about earlier about teams that don't really have much to play for, like how Sevilla did. You know, they're not going to make a run in the La Liga. With Atalanta, Inter Milan had wrapped up the league so early. I think they had lost, I think, less than they had conceded under 25 goals, I believe, all season, making a run for the record against AC Milan's Maldini squad, who held the record of winning the league with the fewest amount of goals conceded. So, I mean, Atalanta had really just this really to play for besides the loss last week to Juventus. So, I mean, they just had the chip on their shoulder from the beginning. And I wouldn't be shocked if a little bit in the dressing room they would say that, hey, all the attention is on Leverkusen. They're being told they're so great. Why don't we go ruin their day? Why don't we show the world how great we are? Now, given that they lost last week, in my argument, I think that's just a greater chip on their shoulder. So put one other goal up, this game is done if it goes 3-0. I mean,
look, obviously people already had them written off whenever this matchup was created. You know, an unbeaten team from Leverkusen coming into this game with everything honestly, everything to lose, and Atalanta has everything to win.
Yeah.
In this game.
Yeah.
And it's easy to play from a position below. It's
We
hard
have
to
nothing
play
to lose.
Exactly.
Sure.
It's hard to play from a position of, we're supposed to win this
Yeah,
because
they're trying to complete this fairy tale.
They want to complete the treble.
Yeah.
It's Xabi's first season. What? But
man,
it's looking like that ain't gonna happen.
They definitely. I really think they underestimated their opponents. That's personally my take, and I think the Atalanta side came out just extremely aggressive, and I think it just started with their attacking players, setting the defensive tone. And what, you ended the first half with equal bookings on yellow cards?
Was it equal booking? Oh,
yeah, because Wirtz got the...
That's true, yeah. Wirtz had the one for dissent.
Or it might be 2-1 because in that play...
Yeah. Let's be honest. Stupid card from Wirtz.
Yeah, upset.
Especially when you're going to have to be very aggressive this next half. This next half to get the ball back.
Yeah,
you're going to have to be very, very aggressive.
Especially after the 65th minute, that's going to be the temperature is going to definitely turn up. Especially, we'll see how the Leverkusen supporters react too. If it's still 2-0 going into the 75th minute, for instance, it's going to be.
Are you seeing a lot of empty seats like I'm seeing in the stadium right now?
Yeah, I think they're doing the halftime concessions.
I hope so, because if these Leverkusen fans actually dipped out after 2 goals, I would be very surprised. Holy crap! If they left after 2 goals, they're like, "No, it's over." That'd be typical Germans, like, "Oh, it's done." Burn, back up. Get out of here. Burn, back up. Dog's trying to make a guest appearance on the pod. Sorry about that.
The burn.
They'll burn.
Maybe we'll show them in future ones.
You gotta earn the burn, dude. You gotta get some subscribers before you guys get to see the burn.
Oh, I guess, is this where I can tell my idea for the subscribers? I'll say it now. So for every subscriber that we get every quarter, we'll do this, so we don't have to wait till the end of the year. We will donate $1 for every subscriber to a local charity, and we'll do a whole thing about it so we can see who we help out. And ideally, what we had talked about this when we wanted to focus on getting people out primarily in the soccer space when it comes to the giving back. But if you guys end up ever having any suggestions, do it. But once each subscriber, $1 donated to a local charity. And just to recap, we'll do this every quarter and make a little YouTube video of showing how it all went down.
Yeah, we're definitely still looking for, obviously, the right charity and the right cause. Luckily, I'm located in the Austin area. Commies is located in the Dallas area. So between the two, we think we can definitely locate something. So if anybody has any ideas, feel free to comment.
Yeah, and the other, I guess the part two, and I guess we can do this as it goes on, is we can also do the community service thing. But I think from at the beginning, maybe the community service thing might help out more better on the subscribers per dollar commitment, but that can really grow, especially with really doesn't take much for you to, maybe it might take time for you to go donate somewhere and fill out your credit card info or what have you, but just
give us your credit card information,
simply
please.
Clicking subscribe, we will do the donating.
What is your social security number while you're at it?
That is our commitment, and we promise we're going to do this every quarter to hold ourselves accountable, but also just let you guys know what kind of a difference that we can make back to the communities, hopefully in Dallas and Austin, and maybe we can even go expand it further. One of them I do know is my possibilities in Dallas, but if anyone can give me recommendations for even soccer charities, that would be even more cool. Definitely. And then maybe we could throw Bernie in for like a treat or something at some time.
Let's see here.
Probably got another 7 minutes or so before the second half gets kicked off.
Yup.
Or I might be mistaken. Man, time flew that fast, dude. They're back on the field. Getting ready to kick off. Atalanta definitely going to have to come back strong.
Oh, we're getting a sub.
On Atalanta side.
A sub. Again,
Yep.
I think this might be coming from... No. Oh, he got a
this
little knock there.
This might be an injury sub, huh? And I believe that was a center back for Atalanta's defensive line.
Scalvini coming on for who? Scalvini coming on for somebody here. Who is it? Oh.
Yeah, Colasina?
Yeah. What's the guy's name?
Scalini?
Yeah, but what's the number?
Let's see here. Come on. Both teams will be attacking on their fan base's sides. So we'll see a lot more motivation for the Leverkusen supporters as they make their way down to Atalanta's defensive side here. And we have kickoff. And Atalanta's offense, their attacking players already beginning the press. We're seeing 5 to 6 men on Leverkusen's side of the field, just like at the beginning of the first half kicked off. I do not see them letting their foot off the gas, Mac. I don't see it.
I do not think so either, sir. Number 42. He's a defender. Did you say no changes from Xavi's side?
No changes.
Wow.
No
Okay.
changes. I think he's gonna
move some chess pieces around, I guess,
and
hopefully
do the 60 minute
different
type
outcome.
thing or 65th. See how it goes for 15 minutes. No. But we just have not seen Leverkusen's strategy be played out like how we typically do throughout the year on the pitch. We'll see if the second half they
just
can.
For some some little autistic fact here. In the 2001-2002 season, Leverkusen narrowly missed out on winning a historic treble, finishing runners up in the Bundesliga, Pokal, and UEFA Champions League in the same season.
That was 2021?
2001.
Oh, 01, 02. Gotcha. So it's been over 2 decades now, huh?
It's been a while. And as far as the Europa goes, I mean, let's see. Best performance came in the 2009-2010 season. They reached the quarterfinals. Haven't been back since, I want to say, since then. Yeah, it's been a while.
Leverkusen doing the same type of strategy by having about 5 to 6 men on the attacking side playing the high press defense to get possession back. And just like that, Leverkusen with the possession. Midfielders are all telling each other to push forward.
I'm curious if Leverkusen is just going to try to hold on to possession as much as they can this half or how they're going to approach it. But again, another mistake from Frimpong.
Yeah, I think one thing is just clear from the first half is this finesse strategy cannot beat this physical defense. If they play these small, close spaces, they're absolutely going to get
because you're not allowing your defense to have any sort of options whenever you're playing 2 back there.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, and you got to think, the Atalanta coach, He's perfected this formation.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 years now, huh? I think 2018-19 is when he first got the award.
But I think he's been doing this formation for a long time. He's 66 years old.
Oh,
He's
in
been
his
doing
previous
this for a long
clubs?
time.
Gotcha.
Obviously, Xavi has his own ideas on how to do
Beautiful
things.
triangle between Atlanta's players right here. Lookman.
Leverkusen getting shredded right now.
Lookman with the ball, left-footed cross in, pushed out of the box.
But again, the physicalness of Atalanta. Look at him, just getting pushed off the ball.
Yeah, and that was a 50-50 because Wirtz did it to that Atalanta's player, and then it came right back at him. He complained to the ref, and he said,
here we
keep
go.
it long.
Goal.
That's a goal.
Oh,
my
Lord.
goodness.
Close. Very close. Shaky
Palacios
defense.
bailing him out?
Shaky defense here.
My goodness.
Todd getting nutmegged. Almost getting nutmegged for an assist. Goodness
that could
gracious.
have put the game away, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness. Wow.
I think this Leverkusen team just doesn't know who. They do not know who's on defense.
Or who they're playing against.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
At all.
They underestimated their opponents. That is my take. And the physical aggression of Atalanta is unresponsive from the Leverkusen side. Great 1-2. He should have just fed him.
Yeah, he should have fed 17 there.
Wow. At least he had his head up, but the wrong place, unfortunately. Ref's letting that play on. Frimpong in a foot race here.
You know who's going to win that. Oh, but not foul physical, though.
See, again, I'm telling you.
It's crazy just how small this Leverkusen team is, and you don't realize it until the right people are in the lineup.
Right, until they stand next to him. And that's the left center back right there. Clearing the ball. And he clipped his ankle. Here comes a cross from the corner. Cleared to out of bounds. Just over the 50-minute marker. 2-0. Leverkusen trying to scratch and claw their way, but again, they are just getting beat up.
They can't handle it. They just can't.
And they just haven't been tested like this, honestly. That they just haven't faced this type of physical team that's not afraid of making the game scrappy and dirty, even one could say. But hey, as long as you're still playing anything under red card degree of a challenge, then do it. This is the finals. Short cross cleared out. Leverkusen fans are just absolutely stunned. They have 40 minutes to turn their nightmares into fairy tale, I guess. And they've been doing that all year, but man, this one I don't know, Mac. I don't think they can come back from this one. Dude, it just doesn't even smell like it. It's like they're praying for an Atlanta mistake. Cuz they just can't play their game.
Nope.
Wow. Grimaldo playing more defense than anything.
You know, it's so funny. I'm sitting here looking at some of these other YouTube streams just to talk some shit about some of the other folks that they're doing. Some of these other live streams that have like thousands of people watching it, they're like literally playing a video game. And they have thousands of people watching them play a video game instead of commentating on the actual game.
They're playing an Atlanta Leverkusen video game, you're saying?
Yeah. It's not even like the actual game.
Oh, so there's like EAFC up there that we're looking at?
This is all like EAFC or like some,
And we're in there too?
I mean, we're here, but we're like
somewhere.
down here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We're going to get up there, dog. Don't you worry about that.
But it's just so interesting to see, like
what makes it up there?
What people are actually watching.
Or what the people want. Frimpong inside the box. Again, 10, 11 bodies in the box right now.
Yeah.
It is just clogged up. Here comes a cross, and they got a corner out of it for Leverkusen side. They are hoping for a deflection, an error, a handball right now. They need a mistake goal, it feels like, as the only way for them to get fired up, it seems.
Yep, I agree. Oof, interesting ball, but Frimpong was not ready. And then Atalanta, you're just going to let that roll out. Easy ball.
Leverkusen. It really feels like Leverkusen hasn't even started to play. It just feels like we just get these sparks and moments, whereas all season long we've at least, even when they're behind, we've seen this fluidity of play. You could see the DNA of Xabi's tactics on the pitch.
Absolutely.
But here they can't make 2 or 3 consecutive passes on the opponent's field. It's absolutely shocking. Oh, he's fine. People dropping the second they feel an elbow.
Well, Leverkusen's going to want to try to get every spot kick, that they can.
And
Any card
their
that
striker
they
already
can
has
get.
a yellow, so I think that they're trying to get him a red.
Yeah.
Make him go down one player. They need something. I'm telling you, they need if Leverkusen gets a deflection goal, a handball opportunity,
Any spark.
like that, that's all they're looking for. But sadly, I would say usually in the past, I was going to say they need to come up with the goal. But in this game, it feels like they need some luck to help them out right now.
Yeah, and we really haven't had to say that about Leverkusen. They haven't needed luck all season.
Because even the comeback wins, that all the goals were what I've seen on the comeback between the 8 to 10 that they had. They were well-deserved goals, man. But in this one, I hope to see it just to have a better game. But this one, they're desperate for a handball.
All right, we got another sub coming on here.
Yeah, that's their right attacking.
Ketelare.
Yeah, he was pretty.
Don't
good
judge.
too.
Don't quote me on that shit.
All good. Pasalic is coming in. Yeah, Pasalic.
What's his number again?
Yeah, definitely didn't pay attention to that one. I'll be honest with you.
Mario Pasalic.
Leverkusen do any switches yet?
8. No, Leverkusen is.
So
Leverkusen has not done a single sub yet.
So Atalanta has started the game with the substitution, but that was more for injury purposes. And now in the 56th minute, they've done one. And keep it coming. I think they get one more before the additional ones are given in overtime. But so we might see a double change in the next one.
Yeah, I think Frimpong's. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I gotta think Frimpong's got to come off.
You think so?
I mean, it depends. I mean, if you keep Frimpong on, you got to get Grimaldo off. You have to get one of those wingbacks off to give you more of a striker position.
I would take out Grimaldo, dude.
I think I would take out Grimaldo.
Yeah, man.
But the only thing is that you have to also then include a midfielder or somebody in that position that's also going to be able to get back for you.
I'm more of a defensive mind, yeah. But I mean, what do you have to lose? I mean, you'd rather lose the game 3-0.
I mean,
than
if you
try.
bring Boniface on for Grimaldo, I think that would be an interesting sub.
Leverkusen is just tooth and nail to get the ball forward into their Atalanta's second half of the pitch. Now, again, they're getting frustrated from a physical play. I mean, Wirtz got to work past that. Even if there was a foul, you got to play as if there was an advantage. You can't. I feel like they're going away from their DNA, man. They're starting to complain.
Can't say that their crowd isn't trying to get them back into it, though, because they are jumping around, brother.
Yeah, I just don't like the.
Oi!
What a cross! Oh, Frimpong's left foot half volley just over, or well over, I should say.
It's the best chance we've seen from Leverkusen the whole game.
Wow, if he could have just been over that ball, he would have been able to keep it down. You could see frustration
you know what I'm gonna say?
all over the Leverkusen players' faces.
You know what I'm going to say?
What's that?
He's a defensive player.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, why don't more people... You're saying, like, treat him as, like, a right wing-back version of Marcelo?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a more... I think he is a little bit more offensive than Marcelo, I would say, at least when it comes to, like, his quickness and stuff like that.
Like the burst, yeah.
But when it comes to Marcelo's IQ, I think that's something that is very underrated and cannot be beaten by any other wing. Ooh, right back that I've seen. That was a hard challenge by 77 there.
You give advantage there, yeah. And that's a booking. And, yeah, play like that. But he's not going to give him a red, dude.
Yeah.
You got to keep playing it on. And that's fine. That is completely okay. As long as you don't pick up a red, this physical nature is... Because that's what's going to stop the fluidity in the finesse game of Leverkusen. Is from the first pass, start beating them up. We had seen it on their own half with the Atalanta's attacking position players doing it, and now we see it all the way to their own defensive line. Here comes a cross, cleared out.
You got to go back quicker.
Leverkusen has to be thinking about a substitute in the next 5 minutes, right? They have to. Need your money on
Boniface.
Ronaldo to go out?
Yeah, you got to bring Boniface on. Oh, he nutmegged him just to nutmeg him.
Right, there's no player there.
Like, there was no play there. He just did it just to do it. No way. Did they really just play that advantage that way?
I think that was for Lookman, huh? Yeah, it was in favor of him.
I mean, he's pulling his arm a little bit, you know what I mean?
But then he really gave up running. $30 left of regular time. If scores stand, this is going to be a shock all across Europe.
Yeah, what a shocker, man. Holy crap.
Beautiful play by Lookman. Oh, it almost pulled off. Look at the pressing. Again, Leverkusen giving up possession.
What the fuck was that, dude? What the hell was that? You can tell when the Italian coach is mad. He's throwing his hands up in the air. You know what I mean? This pressure from Atalanta is absolutely amazing.
It's been from the jump, dude.
It is a master class of offensive pressure from a front three.
Mm-hmm. It starts with them. Because if the backfield did it, they would get picked apart.
I mean, look at how Leverkusen is having to move the ball up the field. They're having to skip their midfield entirely just to try to get it to the front.
Yeah. More long balls.
And that Adley guy, not good enough tonight to keep the ball.
Stunning. Absolutely stunned.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know what team we're on. But we definitely did not expect this to happen to Leverkusen. Again, who is that to?
Frustrated play. Eyes down, just cross it in the box and wish for the best.
Oof.
Hurts.
The move.
Good cross in.
Oh.
Again, keeper putting his body on the line.
Absolute
That could have been a foul too, by the way.
G by the keeper all night.
Good cross by Wirtz.
Put him on our pro clubs team.
Which y'all will see that soon too, by the way. Right, Mac?
Yeah, check out the shorts. We're going to have some highlights up from the pro clubs team that we do ourselves. We are the Conquistadors.
Conquistadors.
We've been operating that way for
a few years now, right? Like 5 years?
For a little over 5 years now.
And we're pretty good.
Pretty good. So,
whoever's trying to catch these hands.
Add us,
yeah.
All right, keeper's kind of milking this a little bit, brother.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are we doing here?
He's like, I fell for the first time.
This is the first time he's actually been on the ground like that.
Probably looking at 2 minutes of extra time so far. Man, the Italian supporters are having a field day. This is really when the party starts for the Atalanta supporters that are at the game. The last 30 minutes. Because then it starts slowly becoming true.
It does start to become true, but then you also start to remember that Leverkusen has scored so many goals from like 85th minute on this year that all you can do is hope and pray to whatever God you believe in. Probably Catholic if you're Italian, but a couple of Mother Marys going on in that stands for sure. But best believe Atalanta's birth rate might go up after this game.
Sure thing. Man. No kidding. My goodness. And then going to the summers with the Euros.
Italy's not even in the Euros this year, are they?
They are.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
It was last one I think they didn't qualify for. Yeah.
Man. As long as Atalanta has possession, they don't even need to score. Honestly, they just have to have possession. They just have to make these forward runs, keep the ball congested on Leverkusen's defensive half.
And if there's one thing an Italian team is good at, it is
congesting
and just wasting so much time, so much time. I mean, I don't know if you've ever tried to get into an Italian car, but it takes a while.
It does.
So small. So tight.
Yeah, it kind of makes me want to use public transportation, honestly, when it comes to...
Yeah, either that or you're, I don't know, rolling down the road in a mozzarella wheel or something.
Talk about congestion.
Yeah, facts, dude.
Frimpong with the attacking run.
Again. You're asking to make a perfect pass to get into these attacking positions
they're
Leverkusen.
15, 20 yards. Lookman just shaking. That's a booking for sure on the Leverkusen defender.
And I'll be honest, it's about time for a Leverkusen a player to get a card for something other than talking to the ref.
Right.
Be physical. You're losing this game 2-0.
Yeah.
Go take it to them.
Absolutely. Like, they need to do what Atalanta did in the first half.
The problem is that
they're not big enough.
They're not big enough. They do not have the personnel to even compete with these guys. I mean, from what I'm looking at on the field right now, this Italian club is 5'11" and up.
We're getting closer and closer to the 70-minute marker and still no substitutions, Mac.
Getting closer to the end.
Xavi is just...
We're getting closer to a lot of...
there we go. Did we finally have it?
2 being brought on.
Hoffman coming on.
Palacios coming out.
Andrich coming in, number 8. And then, and then Grimaldo's going out for Holozic. Didn't see his number. Yeah. Oh, 3v3, 4v4.
I mean, right off the jump.
Poor touch. I think that these changes were a little too late, man.
I think they were too late, to be honest with you. They should have come much earlier, probably about 15 minutes earlier. I mean, probably at halftime, let's be honest with you. Man, if you notice, Xavi plays like a 2-back back there. Whenever they're in the offensive position, he plays. I mean, these guys are up in here. I mean, it is crazy sometimes the places they get themselves into.
Leverkusen has completely abandoned the short passing and direct passing. They're doing long passing solely now. I've seen 3 consecutive attacks. And you will not get success that way, my friend. Not being down 2-0 with 20 minutes left of play.
You have Wirtz picking up the ball in your own half of the field.
And he's facing his own goal when he picks it up. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. I mean, they're not playing anything like Leverkusen identity football. I love it. I mean, from Atlanta side, you got to love it. Make them so frustrated. They want to give up. I would make the argument it looks like about a quarter of the team's morale is shot because they're stuck up with the physical attacks on them, the scruffles, falling down, the frustrations of the poor passing. I mean, being undefeated or not, it's an emotional game, man. This is going to start weighing on these players' minds. And I think we're in the stage of the last 20 minutes where this is going to really begin to reveal itself.
And you have your offensive players also trying to play these large runs as well, and not, I don't know. I feel like they're going to have to come back in the midfield.
Like these huge runs, long balls, 50-50s.
And they're not that much quicker than the Atalanta players in,
for like where you're compensating. Yeah, it's like they're much more physical than you are faster.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You got to be free to gain your speed. Just getting beat up. My goodness. I would bring Hoffman in.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well bring in every offensive player you possibly can.
What else?
I mean, Hoffman and Boniface are really the only other 2 they got. So.
And even deep in their own territory, Atalanta is sticking to the 3-back center backs and just letting the 4 midfielders clog the gaps. Wow, just impressive.
I will say it'll be interesting to see how Xabi learns from this situation, because sometimes there are managers that are great at winning the league, and sometimes there are managers that are great at winning cups and international or continental cups and things like that. Maybe Xabi is going to have to figure out who he's going to be. Is he going to be one of those managers that's going to win it all, like a Pep or Mourinho or any of those kind of guys, or is he going to be a guy that Ancelotti, obviously, or is he going to be a guy that it just stays winning the leagues,
right? Like domestically.
Yeah,
it's like that next leap.
Because it's one thing to win the league, obviously. It's a whole other thing to win
Europa
or Champions or any of these other cups that you're playing for while you're playing in your league.
Sure. Because do they still have to play for the German Cup?
Yeah. Yeah, they already won that.
They won that?
Yeah, they won. This is the treble.
This is the final?
Yeah, this was the last cup that they have to win.
Gotcha. And while we're about to resume this game,
73rd minute, by the way.
73rd minute, up 2-0. Just a reminder for every subscriber, we will donate $1 to a local charity, and we will make a video about it every quarter of where we donated and how it made an impact. So if you subscribe, it goes a much longer way than just helping out two guys trying to make a little podcast that love soccer and good food. We will give back to the communities as well.
Again,
Long
wishful
balls.
passes, somebody just so happened to be
Just
there.
wanting something, a beautiful moment to make. But you can't have, you can have a luck pass, but you can't have 2 consecutive luck passes go your way. It's just way too much wishful thinking of thinking Atalanta's defense is going to make a mistake for you to capitalize on. But then again, we've seen it. They do the short distances and
it's not their night.
it's not their night. I don't think it's that, Mac. I think it's Atlanta's night and how much which team wants it more.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely that.
Like they can't even start. You can just tell which team wants it more. And that was frankly from the kickoff. I was making comments around the 3rd or 4th minute about how physical they have been.
Yeah.
And still now we're in the final 15 minutes. Still physical. And they're not showing fatigue. And they're the team that played the most recent in a competitive game against Juventus, which they lost in the Italian Copa. Lookman doing his left foot.
Goal.
Game.
Goal. That's
it's over. Wow. 3-0 Lookman. Hat trick, ladies and gentlemen.
Lookman, look around because you are the MVP of this fucking game. Holy crap. That is
all impressive ones. One was a 5th man tap. The other one was a outside finesse.
He just pulled a Cantona.
And this one he just faked right because of his earlier goal. Leverkusen defender pushed left. His own left, and he went to his left foot. Absolute beauty. Let's see it again here, Mac. There's that fake right.
Done.
Wow, the velocity.
What's crazy is that with him being so good with both feet, you don't know which way to go because he just scored one with his right the last time. And then this is his strong foot.
My goodness.
His left foot is his strong foot, and he just showed that.
Was there a possible deflection in that? Let's see that foot.
All goal.
All goal. Wow,
all
just
goal.
The velocity. Yeah, this is a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. At least you could say Xabi got 2 trophies before his first loss.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Wow, what a redemption game for Atalanta.
I'm interested to see. Let's see here. What is Lookman? I need to see. Lookman.
My goodness. Wow.
Adamola Lookman.
No one saw this coming, and if you did, you're lying.
Do you want to guess what plays for Nigeria? Could have played for England, but guess who's probably never going to call that man up? Southgate. Again, look, the Nigerian national team. Let's be honest here.
Oh, wait, do we have a little handball situation here, brother? Oh, no, we're good. We're good. It was just a scare, ladies and gentlemen.
The Nigerian national football team right now is kind of at its peak.
Really?
If we're being honest.
Did they win the African Cup? Do we know?
I can't recall.
Sorry if I put you on the spot there real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm not that good, but when it comes to some of their attacking players, they have Alex Iwobi, Ndidi from Leicester, Oneka from I'm going to be careful on that one. Brentford, and Nacho from Leicester City, Oshiman, Lookman. I mean, they got some good players on that team. Tella, even another Nigerian, is on Leverkusen.
Man, I mean, the interest for Lookman over the summer is going to just skyrocket after this game. But
absolutely skyrocket.
They're probably going to keep him.
I guarantee you, he ends up in the Premier League. I guarantee you.
And then what? Then what?
Then what? I don't know. Then what? He'll probably murder that place.
Here we go. We're going to possibly see a fourth goal, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he should have went with Lookman, honestly. Still had the opportunity. Fed inside, top of the box.
Look at Leverkusen standing around, though.
Ball watching, right?
Ball watching. I think we figured out this stream thing, guys.
Yeah, we're pretty funny.
This stream key thing is better than connecting like your actual account. So.
I have no idea what you just said, but you're the tech guy, and I'm just
tech
leave
guy.
You to it. You know.
Quant. Tech guy.
Quant. I think if we do see a goal from Leverkusen, this is going to be just for dignity purposes, and a shot by Wirtz right into the keeper's.
Yeah, at this point, you're wishful thinking on these shots.
The Leverkusen fans are just gutted, absolutely gutted. And you're right, the birth rate's probably going to take a nice little pop.
Big pop.
In Italy. Seeing a double substitution, getting prepared to come on a little for Leverkusen, but I think it's a little too late, to be honest with you. I mean, 3 goals. I mean, dream team or not. It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
Also, if Atalanta keeps playing the ball fast, they might not get to make these subs anyway. Oh, here we go. They got one in. Schick. Oh, they want to.
Oh, yeah, this is the white flag. Wirtz
So, okay, so
off.
here's my thing. You should have had this guy in the entire time because what did you lack the entire time in your front three? Physicality.
Yeah.
And what would this guy have provided you this entire time?
Physical presence.
Physical presence.
You're right. You're right.
I think you have to play to your opponent's lineup in some instances, unfortunately. And as much as you want to play Frimpong up front, as much as you want to play Wirtz, having Wirtz in the cam position is fine. But when it comes to the number 9 or in the
Frimpong more back.
Yes,
let him
you have
come
to.
out on the counter,
Yeah.
not be pre-planned or premeditated.
Yeah, let him be the release valve for whenever things get too congested in the midfield.
That's
you can
right.
Release it out to him and then cross it back in or something like that to Schick. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
But at this point, Atalanta is playing so free and so open that they're willing to
They should have done
take
something.
shots like that.
Yeah, they're just having fun now. We're
and
going to
not
lift
feel
the
too
trophy
bad
here in
about it.
about 10 minutes, boys. Don't you worry about nothing now. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. If he had told me like, "Hey, as a Atalanta supporter, do you want to lose the game against Juventus for the Italian Supercoppa or win against Leverkusen?" I'm a happy camper right now. I know maybe last week he was a little bitter, but
everyone wants to win against the old lady, obviously. But anybody wants to win a Europe Continental Cup.
Absolutely, man, fair. But man,
especially after getting to it just a few years ago. Oh, my Lord, if that would have went in. But just getting here a few years ago. I mean, they just debuted in 2017. I mean, it's to win it that soon.
Is that Schick right there?
Yeah.
He should have played the whole damn game,
The whole damn game.
He should have started.
He
should have been playing where Frimpong was playing,
exactly.
honestly.
We're going back to what we talked about at the beginning of the game. A little too brazen, Chavi.
They played
we love you.
Way too much finesse.
We love you.
Yeah,
right? But bad decision. And I think you'll learn from it.
My goodness. Yeah, this is another example of
But we'll see you in Madrid in a couple years, you know what I mean?
Versus physical defense. And this is just
cherry on top here.
Yeah, just stacking up the defense a little bit here on Atalanta side. Yeah, probably taking out a striker. Man, what a great game. What a great game. From a neutral standpoint, it was...
A neutral standpoint, this is an amazing game to watch.
Fantastic.
Especially going into it, you expect something else from, Leverkusen and their side and everything, and just you do not get that today.
And the first two goals were very, like, old-school Italian soccer-esque, whereas that third one was just a touch of brilliance with the scissor right going to the left.
Absolute class. You made all the right moves there.
No doubt. It's going to be an amazing bus ride home for one team and a disappointing one for another. But
they taking a bus? They're in Ireland. Are they taking a bus?
To the airport.
Taking a bus.
To the airport, right?
All the way across the English Channel, they're taking the bus.
Uh-oh, we're about to see a fourth goal possibly? Ooh. No, cleared out.
If you're a Leverkusen goalie, you are like, I will murder you.
Xabi is losing it.
Xabi should only be mad at himself at this point.
Yeah.
He has nobody to be mad at but himself.
Oh, he was arguing that it should have been a handball. Fair.
Hey, I'll tell you right now, Xabi, that handball is not going to get you 3 goals. Let's be honest. Oh, man.
And then what's our next upcoming matches that we got?
Next one we got is FA Cup final, Man City and Chelsea. Or no, Man U.
Man U, Man City.
Man U, Man City. A derby for a FA Cup final in Wembley. I think we obviously know who the fuck's going to win that game. But we do know who's not winning the treble this year, and that's Pep Guardiola with Man City. 115 charges, that's all I'm going to say.
True. True.
That's what you get.
And then we also have the granddaddy of them all.
Yeah, the game they wish they would have been able to play in
that's right.
This season, Holland and the team.
That's right.
Champions League final against Dortmund. And, Royce, we love you and everything.
We do.
But we are going to demolish you guys.
And we're not going to make the mistake that Leverkusen did today.
Absolutely not.
We're not going to underestimate our opponents, and we're going to be the more physical team and the faster team.
And we got Courtois coming back for this game. We got Militao's probably going to play.
I'm kind of worried about that.
A little worried about it, but at this point he's been practicing and he got full game minutes. So
I accidentally touched this, by the way, just to let you know, but I don't think I messed it up too much. Taste.
There we go.
I got about, I'd say, another 2 minutes. I don't think anyone's dying to add minutes. I wouldn't say if it's more than 2 minutes of extra
Wasn't
time.
even, no injuries really or anything, so you're looking at maybe 2-3 minutes.
And shocking, look how the game ended with how physical it was. There was only about 4 or 5 total yellow cards given. So it just shows the physical strategy will trump the finesse if spaces are tight.
I'll say this. Lookman, when he is on the ball, it looks like he's playing as if the game just started.
Right. Like in terms of, you're saying the pace and
how quick he is on the ball, the decisions he's making. His mind is not tired. His legs are not tired. He played an amazing game, and he deserves all 3 of those goals.
Absolute man of the match. Absolute. Let's hope it's a contract year for him, huh?
Yeah. Atalanta fans hope it's not.
Yeah. But, yeah, we like things, how you say, for free.
Yeah.
You know? And then one thing that is going to be really fun to do, and we'll do this here in a couple of weeks for you guys, is we're going to do a segment of the net spending of every club. and how much and what all they've accomplished in the last 5 years.
We'll
and you guys will be shocked.
We'll see who's really breaking those financial fair play rules over the summer.
Exactly.
Especially after the situation that just got handed down.
And then you'll see some of them, like United, for instance, that pay so much and get so little.
I'll be honest with you. I think the more interesting transfer windows this season is actually going to be with the MLS.
Why is that?
Because they have that new expansion team.
Oh, that's
They got that San Diego FC. They're trying to get Real Madrid 2.0 over there. There's talks of Nacho possibly going over there.
Stop.
I swear to God. Swear to God.
Like a Barca, Miami, Real Madrid.
West Coast, East Coast kind of situation going on, you know?
Damn.
Would be interesting.
How'd you go to that? Nacho's gone after this year. Cruz is gone after this year. Modric is gone after this year. Who else, Mac? Joselu's gone after this year.
Hopefully Mariano's contract's gone after this year. That guy's been...
You think Ceballos is gone after this year?
I think he's on a 1 or 2 year deal. I'm not too sure, but I mean, as a bench player, it's hard to get better than that. So
might as well keep him.
The problem whenever you're as good of a team as we are is that we need depth. You know.
Yeah, badly. I mean, we went on, especially on the defensive front too.
Yeah, absolutely.
One center back to win La Liga is nuts for the majority of the year, dude.
Yeah, we got absolutely lucky this season. That Ancelotti is a genius.
My goodness, and
rotating.
I have a feeling that this game got kind of out of hand from the jump. You could tell, but I have a feeling that the Champions League final is going to be a much more different outcome. We might see the FA Cup final be similar to this. That's not a penalty.
That's not a penalty. He's trying to die for that.
Yeah.
But I also say this. I mean, I have no doubts that we'll see Leverkusen
back up here again.
I mean, they're going to be playing Champions League football next season.
Right, but you're saying like on the European.
I think we'll see them get out of their group.
Are we about to see this Lookman 2.0?
He wants it.
No, I think that's not him anymore. I think.
Is that not him?
Yeah.
No, there he is.
Oh, there. Yeah, that's Lookman there.
I mean, forgive me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
But
ref's just waiting to blow this whistle too and go home.
I think we'll see Leverkusen get out of their group next year in Champions League. I think we'll see them
make it. What, quarterfinals would be success or semis?
It really depends on what they do in the summer. It really depends on who.
What if this team stays the same?
I mean, it kind of is staying the same because Wirtz is staying.
Right. So I'm saying, how far do you think this team can get? As like, if let's say like we fast forward to next year, and I say, and you're a Leverkusen fan, and I'm a genie, and I say, hey, you made it to the quarterfinals and lost by a goal. Are you say that's a successful season in the Champions League?
I mean, if you're Leverkusen, you haven't been there since over 20 years.
So you'd say, yeah.
I mean, I would think so.
And then, on the other hand, what's your expectation of the best case scenario? Would you say the ceiling of Leverkusen next year could be a finals in the Champions League as a ceiling?
Well, I think the biggest challenge for Leverkusen next season is going to be holding off Bayern Munich for the league title. Because Bayern Munich, after losing the league title as bad as they did, they're going to be coming with a lot. The problem is that they can't find a coach right now.
So back to my question again. What would you say is, in a realistic way, what is your realistic best case scenario for Leverkusen in the Champions League, for your own opinion? Semis?
I think best case scenario, they make it to round of 16.
Best case scenarios?
Yeah.
And they get knocked out in the round of 16?
I mean, obviously it depends on who they play, but yeah.
That's where your safe opinion gut is?
Because, I mean, you're going back-to-back years in European competition and making it, pretty far.
Hey,
but again, it's going to be the combination of what's going to happen for them domestically next season.
And where they
more
match
than
up with
anything. Oh, my Lord. That was almost in a wonder goal.
See, we got 4 extra minutes, and
that was almost a wonder goal by Leverkusen, but too little, too late.
Yeah, that would have been a wonder goal.
Yeah. Again, it's a player that was brought on.
Little too late. 40 minutes too late.
God, you got Leverkusen players crying.
2 minutes left to call this off. And it's just for formality purposes now in these last 2 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great pleasure. This
has been the Goals and Gourmet first ever live stream reaction
to the Europa final.
And it definitely will not be our last.
No, it won't. And don't forget to subscribe, like it, and we will donate $1.
And the best thing about this is our first one. Pretty fucking good already.
Yeah, it was.
So we're going to get better and better as we go along here.
Yeah, man. We did pretty good. About 90 seconds until the final whistle is blown here, ladies and gents. Again, just a recap.
Beautiful turn.
3 beautiful goals by Lookman.
Lookman again. He's on the ball. He's playing like it's beginning of the game.
Gonna be the man of the match. Atalanta from the beginning of the kickoff has been the more physical sided team. Leverkusen unable to get into their rhythm, their strategies, and they ended up going away from their close finesse passing into long balls. And they were just
Italian
getting beat
coach is
up.
allowing some celebrations right now on the sideline in front of Leverkusen.
And that's well deserved, you know? It's well deserved. They underestimated Atalanta's side.
I mean, who cares if they get this goal?
goal?
He's not getting this goal. You're not getting that goal. Yeah. Now, this is a clean sheet. This is a clean sheet game. They
Lookman on the ball? No.
They deserve a clean sheet.
Lookman on the ball.
They're going to get it. They might get one more.
Lookman might just put this out. Yeah, he pushed it back out.
They're not going to do that to him.
Out of respect here.
Yeah. It's over. It's over. Wow.
Well won. Well won, Mac.
Wow.
That was what a beautiful game from a neutral standpoint. We will be back this weekend to cover Man City versus Manchester United. Stay
the
well.
derby.
This is the Gourmet